And George has pulled his hair out, where Darren just gives them the game plan and Tupapa just follow it. The referee is Billy Bush. Everybody over here's got a nickname. Nobody uses their real name. They give me a lot of names, but I can't repeat them because some of them are rude. But we're in for it. No, and this is where I'm in trouble straight away. They've gone to the other end now. The Panthers are going right to left and the Eels are going left to right. And it looks like the Panthers are kicking off. So we'll see what happens. But the fellow I want you to watch in the Panthers is number 14, which is Penisi, which is Ben. I call him the Fijian racehorse, and he has recorded 10:09 in Australia for 100 metres electronically timed, and anybody who follows sport will know how quick that is. And he come over here to visit some people, and he's been stuck here with a virus, and he can't get back to Fiji, but he's been called up for the National 7 squad. So there's a kick, see the ball's held up, and out they come. And they're going for a field goal, and that's not a bad effort. Just short and just to the side, but that carried nearly 50 metres. So that's an interesting situation, and I think you'll find the Panthers will really try and kick and hold the Eels down to their end of the field. And they've got some really exciting players out there, and you just should back and sit and enjoy this game, because I am. But we're just waiting for the kick-off. It's the line dropout. No, 25 dropout, sorry. They've picked it up. He's going to be isolated unless the Panthers get in there, and I'm an Aussie boy and I keep calling the Panthers the Penrith Panthers, but it's the Tupapa Panthers. But there's a holding onto the ball, and that's a good relieving penalty for the Eels. They're all over the player, and Billy will be consistent with his ruling, and he don't muck around. He just pings them straight away, and he won't let any rough stuff get into the game, and we're in for a cracking game here today. So we're going to have a line out just short of a halfway line. It's going to be an Eels line out and throw. And the wind will play a big part. It'll be a good test for the Eels to see how their line out goes, because that's been their Achilles tendon heel. That's been their problem for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So here we go. Up they go, nice and straight. Well won, but it's not straight. I thought it wasn't too bad. It's better than what they have been. But see, that's what kills Avatiu. They're on the attack, suddenly they're on the defence. So we've got a scrum going down. It's going to be a Panther ball. And you'll probably find that this winger will... And my score has just arrived, so I'm going to deduct money off him. But you'll probably find the Panthers will try and get their back line straight into this game. Jason's the half-back. Good solid scrum. Out they come, and here they come. This is Mudder, he's got it out wide. Forward pass. Billy's got a keen eye on these forward passes, and that was just a little bit forward, but he don't miss anything because he's up with a play. So we're going to have a scrum, and there's Rarotonga's jet flying in. Is probably bringing a few players in from the outer islands. So we've got a scrum going down right on the halfway mark. It's going to be an Eels scrum and feed. And last week these scrums were very even. There wasn't much in it. Normally you see domination in the scrum, but last week was pretty even. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Oh, the Panthers are in trouble here. Billy's resetting the scrum. This game is going to probably go right into deep into the second half before we see a domination by any team. And I hope it is, because we're here for an exciting game. We don't want to see somebody run away with this game. If they can, that's good. But the first aid's on the field. making some adjustments. But I just think we're in for an exciting game today, and it'll be a great end to a good season in rugby union. And because of a virus, we've had a very short competition, but the games of late have been terrific. So the scrum's being reset, and the Eels have got to come up with something different, and I think they're probably going to try and kick and run the ball rather than play their normal forward orientated game. The Panthers have put the big push on, but the Eels have held them. And there's a kick over the top. That's Johnny Penu. And there's been a mix up there. He got away. He goes CO. CO's a quick runner, and he'll... Oh, Stanley's give it to him, but he's gone out. Big Stanley. Big Stanley. CO was off. Just went out. But you can see, and you would have seen on the camera, the intent on these guys' eyes. Joshua's throwing in, and he had a shocker last week. And this is where the Panthers are going to... That's lucky to get away with that. But they've got the ball. They're out to their wingers. They're 40 metres out from the Panthers' try line. The Panthers are trying to go over the top. I think they might have secured... No. He's got his arm out for an advantage to the Eels. So they're probably going to try and kick it and try and get down into the attacking end of the field. Good run, but solid tackles. He's going to go to the advantage. They're all offside. And this will be the other test for the Eels. Have they got a goal kicker? George told me they've solved their problems, but I want to see it. While he's taking the kick, I just want to thank our sponsors who've been with us all this competition. Cook Island General Transport, the Tupapa Centre, Origin Gas, T&M Heather, who's been great supporters for us, especially with the Ararungi Cowboys, 89.5 on the FM dial. And without our sponsors, we can't televise and especially live stream these, and I hope you're getting a good picture because we've seen it on our screen and it looks pretty good, so if you're watching it, you should be getting a good picture. This is right in front, 35 metres out, and this should be a gimme. A gimme in golf is when you can't miss. But we'll just see how it all turns out. If he can kick this will be a good relief for the whole Eels team to see somebody kicking some goals. The wind's gone down. He's kicking into the wind, so but it's not a hard kick. Moves in, it's up in the air, and it's straight over the black dot. So that's a good start for the Eels. 3-0, they're in front. Yeah, yeah. So it's 3-0, but we've got a long way to go. So the good thing about that sort of kick is you get the ball back if you can get it from the kick-off. They've secured the ball, the Eels. So, and this straight away put the pressure on the Eels now because we've got a penalty going to the Panthers and they're 35 metres out, and I would imagine it'll be Vega kicking the ball, and he's a real dead-eye kicker, this boy. And I've been really happy with our support from the Cook Island Rugby Union Club, especially Ben Cordigo. He's been a real asset for us in this live streaming because he's my scorer and he picks me up, and it's all about giving the viewers a good game to watch. And Dave's on the camera, and we've had great compliments from all over Oceania and in Asia from Cook Islanders. We get 400 and 500 hits on these games, and that's a lot for a little place like us. But it's a big test for Vega. He's got to make sure this goes over. It's 3-0 to the Eels, and they'd like to be 3-all. Up it goes. Never, ever, ever, ever looked like going over. But they got a chance of getting the ball back. It's gone dead. So we're going to have a 25 or 22 dropout, and the Panthers should come up with the ball and be back in the attacking position. Long kick, see the wind's got hold of it, it's stood up there, and here goes Tua. Tua's a great player, he's put a kick in for CIRU. It's gone out, but that's good football. So we've got a line out, 15 metres out, it's going to be an Eels, and I think the Panthers are going to play to try and steal this ball from the Eels. And this is a good position to attack from. Their big jumpers, Tom's at number 4. And he's out to pinch the ball. He's a ball thief. Up he goes. He's got it, and that's going to be the death of the Eels. If and this is Mutter. That's going to be the death of the Eels if they can't win their lineouts, because this team's going straight on the attack. And you won't recognise Davey Maddo over there. He's had a haircut. He's got rid of all his long hair, and and we're going back. And this will be a penalty to the Panthers. 10 metres out, just on the side of the post. And that gentleman picking up the ball, I think, is Ben, isn't it? Ben? Is that?
Winger.
Yeah. No, the man who kicked the ball back.
No. Genasi's on the far. He's on the right side.
Oh. They're all the same to me, these Fijian boys. But look at this. This is how confident the Panthers are. They're going for the sideline. They're going to go for the line out, and no doubt they're going to try and push over here. So this will be the first big test for the Eels. And it's a confident team when they can go for the sideline, and they're confident of winning the ball in the line out. Tom's there at number 2, and he'll go up, and he gets most of them. It's been a short throw, but they've retained the ball. But the ref's not happy with it. Not happy with it at all. So the Eels have got the ball 5 metres out. They're going to call for a scrum. There's been no domination in the scrum the last couple of weeks. But we've got a long way to go here today. It's a beautiful afternoon in sunny downtown Rarotonga. It's warm. It's a bit humid. There's a good wind blowing. There's good cloud cover, so it's a good game for rugby union. The Panthers have put the big push on, but the Eels are holding them, but the scrum's been screwed. And here goes the Eels. They've been caught a metre out from the line, but the Eels have got, but the Panthers have got the ball. Here's trouble. He's been dropped right on the try line. The Eels have arrived, but they're going to give away a penalty, I think. No. The Eels have come up with a penalty, which will be relief to them. So the referee's brought it out 15 metres out. It's a penalty to the Eels. If you watch the flight of this ball when it gets up high, the wind will stop it. Up it goes, and the wind's got a hold of it, and it's stopped that. So we're 30 metres out, and the Eels have got the line out, and this is another big test for their line out. Up they go. They've got the ball, which is good. They're going to run the ball straight. There's a big run down the middle, but the Panthers are there. They're 40 metres out from their own try line. Ruck and maul. This is the Eels, their favourite game. Play it in the forwards. Keep your forwards in the game. There's a kick over the top. CIRU's caught it. And this is going to be scored from the sideline. And that's been knocked down by the PNG boy. And here we go. There's a kick. Johnny, it's come off the side of his boot. But they're on the halfway mark. Still an Eels ball. They've had a bit of luck. ref telling the Panthers to get on side. Here comes the forward attack from the Eels, and he's gone in. Good run, the Eels. This is how they played last week. It's a big improvement what they've done. They've put a little kick in. CO's after it. He's got hold of it. He's going to come up the sideline. Here's trouble. I wouldn't like to run in front of him. They got hold of him. They've knocked him down, but Mutter's there. Mutter's got there. Tavita's down from the Eels. He's got a face problem. But I like the game over here. They all help each other up, and they're good mates, the people here. And here goes the Panthers. They're off. Here's trouble. A kick over the top. This man only needs the bounce, and the bounce has beat him. It was 15 metres out, and that's the sort of game the Panthers can play. And we've got an injury over here. I think it's Tavita. He's the outside centre. And I think he run into CO's knee. And I wouldn't like to run into CO's knees because he trains with me and he's like concrete. But we're just going to have a little bit of a break in play, and he's going to have a bit of water on his face, and he'll be back into the game. He's a good footballer, Tavita. And that's Ben Cordica trying to help him out. Everybody pitches in here. We don't have special people to do special jobs. Everybody, to make it work, you got to do whatever's got to be done. So here comes the coach, George. George has run across the field, and Tavita says, I'm all right, go back to the bench. But Tavita's a tough man, mate, so he'll be all right. But this game's got a long way to go. It's 3-0 to the Eels, and it's just to and fro at the moment. There's no settling down. There's been good runs from both sides. But here we go. We've got a line out, and they've got to come up with the ball. Up they go, and they've got the ball. The Eels, they've improved their line out 1,000%. It hasn't gone out. So here's trouble. Here we go. Here we go. And oh, Billy nearly would have. Billy wasn't in the right position to call that as a forward pass, but CO's been caught. The Eels have pinched the ball, and it's all Eels at the moment. That looks like Lay running with the ball. Oh, ho, ho. And they're down the wing. The Panthers are there. They're both very fit teams, these teams. The Eels are up to the halfway line. Out they come. And I just heard the linesman say the Tupapa Panthers were offside in the line out, in the play, the general play. That was from the linesman's call. Mr. Kura from Manahiki. And Tom's querying it, and yeah, they're offside. But I think for an open game, I think we should just let all that sort of little tiddly stuff go by. If they're offside a long way, fair enough, but that was marginal. And you would have been able to see it on the camera because it was right in front of a camera. But here goes the Eels. See the ball stay. It's been caught with a wind and it doesn't carry. But they're 30 metres out. And this is an important line out for the Eels. They've got to retain this line out and put some pressure on the Panthers. So Joshua's throwing the ball in. Up they go. And it's been overthrown. And Billy's going to call it. And that is the biggest problem for the Eels, because they're on the attack, they got the line out, and they can't get the ball from the line out. And it just takes all the pressure straight off you. It puts it on the Eels now, because there's a scrum going down. It's a Panthers ball. And that is probably going to cost the Eels the game, in my opinion. So we've got a scrum going down. It's a Panther ball 30 metres out. Here we go. Big kick. And the wind's going to get this, and it might even, just the wind's strong. Johnny Penner's, oh, he's knocked the ball on. That's a knock on. And that is the biggest problem. This wind, the wind is swirling around, but it's carrying the ball a long way.
Give them that ball, Robbie. Jason.
And they're clapping. See, it's gone from an Eels line out to now they're defending 15 metres out, and the Panthers have got the ball. And that's what I mean about retaining your ball when you've got it. But it's an even game. It's 3-0, and there's no domination in this game yet. And the Panthers really haven't had any clean balls, so we're still waiting to see something happen. So Jason's putting the ball in, sets the call, you can hear it, in it goes. The Panthers are holding the ball. They're going to go, out they come, bad pass, but they got the inside man, and that looks like Tua to me, but they had him coming across and they got hold of him. And the referee's telling the Eels to get onside. And the Panthers will play this power game up the middle to try and draw the forwards in. They're 15 metres out, the Panthers retaining the ball. Here we go. It's a good run, he's 10 metres out. They're going, oh, terrible pass. Mutter's picked it up. Mutter's nearly been their best player. He's a good footballer, he's a national player, and he's just improved over the last 12 months. And they're very close to the line, and the Panthers won't make any mistakes here. They'll just work the ball. Here's trouble, and he's lost the pill. He's gone backwards. CIRU won't make a mistake of this. He's gone out. And that's a lucky break for the Eels. It's a lucky break for the Eels, because the Panthers, when they get in this sort of mood, the whole game's based on no mistakes. And CIRU has gone out. Mr. Kora's the linesman. He don't make any mistakes, so we've got a line out, and this is must be won by the Eels, this one. Josh has thrown it in. I think Tom's pinched it again. And George Fatafay must have a heart attack. Oh no, the Eels come up with it. They got a penalty. But George must have a heart attack when they go into a line out, the Eels. And this ball should come down near the halfway mark where our camera is, so I think you'll get a good shot of a line out and you see what I mean. Oh, no mistakes there. It's only gained 10 metres. So the pressure's on Joshua Cafferty to get this throw in properly. They're all ready to go. The ball thieves are there, up they go, it's gone to nobody, it wasn't straight, and they've gone from being under pressure, the Eels, to under more pressure. And that is the big problem for the Eels, and I don't think it'll be long before Tupapa will be on, because he's a good thrower of the ball in the line-outs. And George has given these young blokes a chance, but you can't keep losing your line-outs, because the Panthers will make you pay. They got everybody on the open side. It's like the charge of a life brigade. If they can win the ball from the scrum, there's 6 or 7 Panthers out wide, and they're all match winners. In it goes. Jason puts it in. Out they come. They're going to run an inside ball here out wide. Oh, here's trouble. Here's trouble. Here's trouble. And that's an easy try to the Panthers. And that was Ben. And that was scored by the racehorse. The racehorse, the Fijian racehorse. He's just so quick. He's the boy who's run 10.09 in Australia electronically timing, so it makes it 5.3. And it's quite funny that he's landed here and he can't get out of it. And I've had a long talk with him, and he's been called up for the Fijian national 7 side, and he can't get there. But Fiji know how good he is, and they're trying to get him into their national 7 squad. And we've got him here, and he's an exciting machine. And he's going to be in the Cook Island Games, and he's told me he's going to run in the 100 metres. Well, we're going to see something special when we get to the Cook Island Games. But he's just, he's like, and I don't want to compare him to Usain Bolt, but Ben or Panisi, whatever they want, like, he likes to be called Ben. His first stride's as fast as his second or third. He doesn't have to warm up. He's just hit top speed straight away. And it's very hard to defend against somebody like that. Most blokes can build their speed up, but this boy is just flat out from the minute he puts his feet on the ground. And he is, I've been here 12 years and I'd say he's the most exciting footballer I've seen on this island. And unfortunately he's a Fijian, because we'd like to see some Cook Islanders like that, but gosh, he's exciting. And in the second half he'll be on this side of a field and you'll get a better look at him. And that kick's unsuccessful, so it's 5-3. And the Panthers are leading, but we've got a long way to go. So sit back, make a cup of coffee, make a cup of tea, whatever you want to do, and just sit back and watch Cook Island Rugby Union competition unfold. But and I'm biased because I train at Tupapa and a lot of these boys train with me, and I've tipped them to win by 10 or 15 points, and I hope I don't Jonah them, but the weaknesses in the Eels are just so obvious. It's the line out that gets them into trouble every week. Up they go. Let's see, the wind's got hold of that. And it's lucky to go on 10 metres. And here's trouble again because they got the ball out there on the wing. And the Panthers have got another flying machine on the bench, Carve, and he's not as quick as this other guy, but gosh, he's a quick footballer. And they just can produce him, the Panthers. Great club. Most clubs battle to get players, but the Panthers just get them. See the wind take that ball down, it's 40 metres out. And see, this is the important thing with the line out. You got the line out, you're 35 metres out from the opposition's try line, and you've got to win your line out. And the Panthers invariably win their line out because they go to Tom, Tom's up. He's a tremendous catcher of the ball in the line out. Straight away, oh, there's a big tackle. That was a great tackle. But the Panthers can just put pressure on you all the time because they win their line-outs. And if you can't win your line-outs, you're in all sorts of trouble. The big run down the middle, the Panthers are on the attack. The referee's watching it, they're going for the field goal. And that's a shocker. But I think I might have hit one of the Eels on the way through. It's a kick over the top. But it's not going anywhere because the wind's got hold of it. And here we go again. Big run down the side. 15 metres out and the Panthers are on the fly. Referee's got his arm out. He's got his arm out. Players in the way. He's talking to the linesman. I think it's Mr. Cora. I hope Billy don't go for his sock because I want to see 15 on 15. But they'll probably kick for goal here. See what happened just then? The Panthers picked the ball up. Billy's waving his arms around, so he's put the ball down about a metre in front of where Billy would have awarded the penalty. But Billy's smart, he'll probably go and kick the ball back. Billy's waving his arms around like a Sydney traffic cop. I think you'll see the Panthers go for the line again, put their line up, put their line out up, and try and work something from the line out. Very confident team, the Panthers, they know what they can do. So we've got a line out. It'll go to Tom, or it might go to their second jumper, which is, they've got the ball again, but it's not straight. But the idea was there. So that's a relieving penalty for the Eels. Come on, Billy, get on with the game. We don't want to see all these little things going on. People come here to watch the football. Here we go. They're taking a tap. Now they've kicked it. The ball's sitting up. CIRU's got hold of it. And here we go, this is Junior. He's put a kick down for the corner. Junior's a good little footballer. It's gone too far. But he's come over from Fiji and he's actually a halfback.
Fair quarter. Nice. Yeah.
Super fit player. But the Panthers are playing with confidence, which is a good sign. So we've got a scrum going down on the halfway mark. It's an Eels scrum and feed. And you'll get a good shot of this on the camera because the camera's right in line with it. You can hear the chatter because we do this from the back of a truck, as I told Peter. We don't wear suits or ties, or we got air conditioning. We're just in jandals and t-shirts. There's a big run down the left-hand side. There's a kick inside. Been picked up, it's been returned, and they've let it bounce, and the ball's run right back to 20 metres. And he's offside, the bloke chasing it. The bloke, he's been put onside. But here we go, here's trouble. This is Junior, he's a good little footballer. He gets no raps, but he gets them from me, and he's a good little footballer. They got hold of him, he's 20 metres out. The Panthers arrive, and here's trouble coming for the Eels. And Tupapa are blessed with players. The fullback Junior is a genuine halfback. Here goes CIRU again, and he's going to score. He's kicked inside to Neville nobody, but he's missed the bloke, but they got hold of him. CIRU makes a lot of mistakes, but gosh, he's an exciting footballer. And he's playing for Ajatuki in the Cook Island Games, and he's also boxing for the Ajatuki team. I know that because I'm his coach. But they're the little things that are happening now. We're going to see in the second half, and it's going to be an exciting game, this one. It's going to go right down to the wire. It's 5-3, nothing happening. Oh gosh. We got a penalty. He's more trouble for the Eels. They're probably going to take a tap and work their forwards. And the Eels can't keep making these mistakes and keeping the Panthers at bay, Tom says. Don't kick for goal. Go for the try. They're going to go for the penalty. This is a hard kick because the wind's going, it's right behind him, but it's going also across the ball, so it'll go out to the right and probably come back to the left. But there's no domination in this game yet, other than the fact that the Eels have still got their perennial problem with their line-outs, and they haven't fixed them up. And Viga's couple of kicks at goal have been pretty ordinary, and he's normally a 90-95% kicker, so see how he goes. Takes his time, moves in, up in the air. See the wind carry it, and it's over. Great kick. That makes it 8-3, but that's what I'm telling you about the wind. That went out to the right. It stopped in the air, and the wind just blew it straight between the posts. And that's a great kick from this side. And these games, this field's in a valley. There's mountains all around it. And it's very hard to come up with a good goal kicker, and that's where the Eels are going to get into trouble. So here we go. High kick, it's not going to go 10 metres. They should let it bounce. Here's trouble, there's Tua. Tua's off. He's off, he's got people with him, he's still going. He's a beautiful runner with the ball. He's linked up with his outside men. And that's Girona. There's Eels over there, but there's also Panthers, and the referee says play on, us out. Here they go. It's been kicked down the corner. It's gone out. And you can see the game plan for the Panthers. Get down, put the ball out, and attack the Eels lineouts. And it'll be interesting to see how long the Eels coach perseveres with what's happening out here. Up they go. They've retained the ball, which is good. They're going to put the kick in, but it's not going to go far because the wind's against them. It's gone out, 40 metres out from the Eels try line, just short of a halfway mark. But it's going to be a Panthers line out and throw. And the pressure's still going to be, if they win the line out, it's going to be more pressure for the Eels. Up they go. Tom's got it. Not straight. That's never a problem for the Panthers, but I think the wind's playing a little bit of tricks with them. Tom's one of our great players, have been around for a long time, and he's a real, I call him Captain Courageous, because he plays injured, he just turns up every week and puts in a captain's knock. So the scrum's going down. There's a big push on from the Panthers. They're trying to, and they've come up with a ball. And the Eels are there, but here we go. This is Mutter, he's got it out wide. Tua's got it out to CIRU. Forward pass. There's some great little contests out here. There's the wingers against each other, and the centres are good footballers, but Billy don't miss forward passes. But obviously the Panthers are trying to release their wingers, and it's going to work eventually. So we've got a scrum going down 40 metres out from the Eels try line, but it's an Eels scrum and feed. And I'm starting to see a little bit of domination from the scrum for the Panthers. The hooker's not down, so he can't do, he's down. Sets a call. There's a penalty, an advantage. There's a big run, great run. Here we go, there's everywhere. Juniors tripped him over, but they've covered it up, the Panthers. But they're offside. I don't know how he got that one, but they're offside, and the Eels are taking a quick, here's a big run down. And the Eels are on the attack, 30 metres out. They're going to run their big forwards. And the Eels got a big outside centre called Big Stanley, 150 kilos out here. Oh, I think he was going to go for a drop kick then, but he forgot to catch the ball. But he's got him offside. The good thing about our football is when players make mistakes, we laugh. We don't criticise them, we laugh. So he's calling out the two captains, but I don't think this is necessary. The players know what they're doing. It is the grand final, and I'm sorry, Ben, it's not going to make the game any better. Let the game go on, let the winner be the best football team. But Billy's the boss. Billy's got the whistle. So the score's 8-3, Ben? 8-3. And here we go, the Eels are on the attack. They're 10 metres out. They're trying to play the power game, the Eels. They'll try and rumble this right up and get Big Stanley into the game. They're close to the line. And there are all the Eels supporters over in that corner. They got some big forwards, the Eels, when they get close to the line, and they're all offside. They're all offside. And their big Stanley's got the ball. He's 150 kilos, a Cook Island beef, but they brought him down. Here's a big chance here to kick for the winger, and the winger's gonna. This is silly. This is silly. I don't know how you can be offside when you're behind the try line. No, come on, ref. Mark the spot. Let's settle down. Play the game properly. Right, the Eels have got a penalty. They're 5 metres out. There's a tap. Out it comes. And there's the big forwards. They're very short, just short of a line. And they're gone very close here, the Eels. They're going to try and push this over. Very close to going over. They've got to get Stanley in the right position to give him the ball. The ball's out wide. Here's trouble. Here's trouble. And they're over. The Eels are over. Lie. I'm not going to pronounce his surname. Lay. He's on the left wing. He's a Fijian and he's feeding brothers, the left winger for the Panthers. That's all I can tell you about them. CO and Lay have been brought up as one, and they're good blokes. And they have a little contest every time they play. But Lay, close to the line, is a very hard man to stop. So that's making the game interesting. But this game's going to go right down to the wire. I can feel it. And the Panthers aren't out of this game, and either are the Eels. And this is going to be the tipping point, this kick at goal. There's a big wind blowing. It's blowing into the kicker's face, and it's blowing across from his left to the right. So it's going to have to be a really good judge to make this kick get over. And I hope he can, because it'll give him a lot of confidence. The wind's just picking up. You can see the flags blowing around. He's just adjusted the ball, which I don't like to see. I think you put the ball down, you should be confident when you put it on the ground. To me, that shows you're not confident. There's the half-time hooter. So we're going to go to oranges probably after this kick. It's an important kick. Moves in. Never looked like going over. He balked on his run up. He wasn't confident. And that's half time. We'll be back for the second half very shortly. And the Eels are kicking off. They got the wind behind them. And they got to stop making so many mistakes and take advantage of all the good things they're doing. The Panthers they just play away, and and this big fella walking towards this big Stanley, he's 150 kilos of Cook Island beef, number 3. And if they get him close to the line, he's a hard man to stop. So here we go. They're calling for a big kick from the kicker. But if you've got to be careful, otherwise it'll go dead on the full. Because there's a big wind blowing and it's going to kick the ball way out. Oh, great kick. I thought it was going to go out on the full, but it's bounced out. So we're going to have a line out. It's going to be a Panthers throw in the line out. And the Eels have got to try and pinch this ball and put a bit of pressure on them. Up they go. Panthers have got the ball. They're good at that. And I think the coaches would have had a stern word, both of these teams, to stick to their game plan and try and make it work. Here we go. Here we go. This is Mutta. Great run down the side. Forward pass. But that's a good start. This is going to be a good half of football because the grand final's on the line. It's going to be won in this second half. And the wind's still blowing. And we've got a line out 40 metres out from the Panthers try line. You should get a good shot of this on the camera. And the Eels have got to, it's a scrum, sorry, and the Eels have got to try and retain this ball. But the Panthers, I think they've just got to go into their power game. Out they come. There, oh, here's trouble straight away. Here's trouble coming, here's trouble. Here's this man, he's got away. He's got the ball out. Oh, Hookie's knocked it on. Hookie don't make too many mistakes. But you can see the Panthers' intentions. The Panthers' intentions is to get these Fijians into the game and win the game. And that was a bit of a mistake, but if one of them sticks, they're going to get away. You get a good shot of this scrum. There's been no domination in this scrum. There's some big men out there. A lot of unsung heroes in these games, and they're mostly in the forwards. It's an Eels ball. It calls crouch, bind, set. It's a call. The Panthers are trying to put the pusher on. Out they come. They're going to kick. It's up in the air. It's anybody's ball. Great take. The Panthers are all over this, but the Eels are going to come up with a ball, I think. They're fighting for the ball. Stanley's saying something to Papa Moore on the line. He's saying, "Did you see that?" Papa Moore's been around too long to listen to a front rower. There's a lot of byplay in our games. It's quite funny actually. We play the game seriously, but we try and enjoy the game. So we've got a scrum 40 metres out from the Panthers try line. It's a Panthers ball. And I think you might find they might put a kick over the top here because there's nobody at home. Coming to the other side of the scrum, the referee, to have a look at the front rowers. Been an even game. It's 10-8. The Eels are in front, just got their nose in front. And they'd be happy with that because they haven't been in this position too much against the Panthers. The lock's off, he's gone out wide. Here we go, long pass out wide. Oh, it's been picked up. That was a set move. Mutta's got hold of him, the ball's on the ground. They're fighting for it. It's a knock on. Line out, that was a set move, it went wrong. The Panthers covered it up and they were lucky because the Eels could have got away then. So it's a Panthers line out. John's got the ball. Up they go. Gone to Tom. Mate, I'd like $1 for every time Tom picks the ball up in a line out. It's going to be a solid game. They're 40 metres out, the Panthers, they're there. Here comes the big forwards up the middle. The Eels are there to meet him. They've got him held up. He's down. Here they come, the Panthers forwards up the middle, but the Eels are strong. Oh, terrible. But there's the kick, but the wind's going to hold it up. There we go. This is a big opportunity for the Eels. That looks like Lay, the way he's running. He's like a truck, he's got to get wound up. One-handed pass, out they come. Here we go, the winger number 3, big winger. He's like a front rower. They're rumbling it up, the Eels. Big play from the Eels. They need to get the ball out wide because they got the Panthers all over the place. Here's a big chance for the Eels. They're just short of a try line. The referee's telling the Panthers to get onside. Oh, he's over. I think he's got an advantage here to the Eels. So they're offside. I'm not going to say anything because I got the right person next to me and I can't say anything. But they're offside. But you do things like that when you're in trouble. It'll be interesting to see what the Eels do here. Under normal circumstances, they should kick for goal. It's 10-8. If he could land this kick, it'll be a good break. And they can't go for the sideline because they're not sure of winning their line out. So they've got to kick for the penalty goal and hope the ball goes dead and get it back if it doesn't go over. That's their best option.
Don't go slamming stuff and jerking the truck because it moves the camera.
But the Panthers, in my opinion, haven't been in this game all day. The Eels have been, so far, the better team, playing better football, making a lot of mistakes, but they're making ground up. But we've got a long way to go. The wind's died down, so that'll make it a little bit easier for the kick. Up it goes. And it's over. That makes it 11-8. No, it was 10-8 before.
It was 8-all.
Oh, all right.
Plus 3.
11-8, my scorer tells me. I can't argue with him. He's the CEO of Cook Island Rugby Union. And I'm sure he can add up.
And he can count.
And he can count too, and that's his own words.
I think.
So it's a close game. But just a little bit of magic we need to see because there's a big crowd here. We've had great crowds for our games here. And the Eels have secured the ball. And they're playing good football, the Eels. They're just making a few mistakes. Here's the kick up in the air. It's been misjudged and he's going to let it bounce. And here's trouble. He's knocked it on. Oh. Here's a try. And there's a try to the Eels. And that's going to break the heart of the Panthers. Yeah. And that's young Mr. Gabby. Or Junior. Gabby's a good footballer, but I thought the winger knocked the ball on Ben when he tried to catch it, didn't he? But anyway, the Eels are in front. 16-8. But the game's not over yet. But the Panthers have really got to sit down and sort themselves out and find out what's going wrong. Because the Eels have been the better team so far the whole day. And they're making a lot of mistakes and they're just getting home all the time. This is an important kick. 16-8. Kick to come. 18-8. 10-point margin. That's a big thing to overcome in a grand final. And the good thing about these games, all these fellas will be playing in the Cook Island games for different islands. So it'll be interesting. Gabby, yeah. No, never looked like going over. So it's 16-8. Kicker's dirty on himself, but that's been a real big problem for the Eels. Line-outs and goal kicking. And by missing that, it just gives the Panthers a little sniff. Because if these Fijians can put the little things that have gone wrong so far, if they can just get one of them to connect, they're back in the game. Up we go, nice high kick. been well taken, 30 metres out from the Eels try line. The Panthers got to look and try and hunt for a mistake. Out they come. Oh, terrible pass. Geez, that was well picked up. Here's a big run for Tavita. Tua's got hold of him. Mutter's got hold of him. Big run, Tavita. Good footballer, Tavita. Quick play the ball. Out it comes. And the Eels are on the attack. They got men. They got 1,000 men out here to the right, but it's a slow ball. Holding on to it. A bit of luck for the Panthers. The Eels look good then. Tavita, the winger here, he's a good footballer. He's had a lot of injuries, got a bad knee, but on his day, he's a good footballer. And here we go. 40 metres out. 40 metres out from the from the Eels try line. Josh is trying to tell John Kano to get over here, and they're at each other. Oh, I think Josh should take a lot of credit for that. I think he confused John. He's telling him to make a call. You're not calling your play. The big Tulu, big run down the middle. This game's hotting up. And the Eels are going to put the kick in down the corner. They're hunting for a mistake. And here we go. The Eels have arrived, but the Panthers are going to retain the ball. They're going to have to run the ball, the Panthers. They can't kick it. You can't win the game without the pill. They're trying to hold him up. He's in the centre of the field. Out they come. And here's a big run. This is the racehorse. He's off. They've got to get hold of him, and he's off. Great run. Nobody with him. Oh! And that's just the run that we wanted to. Oh, there's trouble. There's a lifting tackle. And I'm sure he'll be in the sin bin. But that's what I mean about Ben. He took off, and there was nobody with him. He only needed somebody there. Here's trouble. He goes for the sock. And he's off. And I think that's the death knell for the Panthers. It's their best player being sent off. And it's not the first time for a lifting tackle. And that's the right call. But I just can't follow the Panthers. You know, when he gets the ball, you've got to go with him. And he's ended up stranded. They only needed one player with him, and they could have got home. And the Panthers look like shot ducks to me. Now they need a lot of luck. Josh is going to throw. Tom's in number 2. And Ookie's in number 4, and they're the 2 big jumpers for the Panthers. Up they go. Easy win for the Eels in the line out. And they're starting to get a bit of confidence about them, the Eels, and they're looking good. Big run down the right-hand wing. 40 metres out from the Panthers try line, and here we go again. Hands in the ruck, and it's all Eels at the moment. And the Eels have got a big winger out here, number 1, 130 or 140 kilos of beef, playing on the left-hand wing. He's a good young bloke. But I think the Eels are going to get away with this. And everybody's pointing to the goal. And he really can't kick this. I couldn't imagine him kicking this one. But he's got to make sure if he doesn't kick the goal, it goes dead. And that's the important thing. But that's lifting tackle, and that's silly football from Ben because he was isolated. And he's been sent off, I think, before for that, hasn't he, Ben? Panisi's been sent off for a lifting tackle before, I think. And Billy bush will not put up with those sort of tackles because it leads to trouble. And at the moment, it's all Eels. And the Eels deserve to win a grand final because they've been runners-up every year in league and union, union and league, and they just turn up every week. And now they've moved their players around. The Eels have got their left winger as Louis Nicholas, and Louis is not a winger, but I think he's having a rest out here, number 5. And Louis is a good bloke. He's a good friend of mine. But if he kicks this, this will be a miracle. Up it goes. Up it goes. Short. And they got to run the ball. What's the ref saying here? Waving his arms around like a Sydney policeman, but I think it's a substitution. And the Eels are going to love this because he can't kick the ball too far because the wind's going to hold it up. See, the wind's got hold of it. They've got to look for a mistake. And here we go. Here's Tupapa again. He's a beautiful runner with the ball. And there's trouble here. He's put the kick in over the top. And they're looking for... And he's going to score here. Line out, line out. Penalty to the Panthers. Hey, John, you should have caught that. So we've got a line out. It's a Panthers ball, 40 metres out. And the Panthers are looking for a miracle. Down the back to Tom. Tom's got hold of it. And here goes Mata. Or I think it might be Oswald. Oswald from Manahiki. Lucky to hang on to the ball, the Panthers. And they're over the top, the Panthers. Here goes Oswald now. Oswald Tuna Putu or something like that. Oh, big hit. Big tackle. Knocked the ball 3. That's a big hit. And there's a double knock on, but it's going to come up as an Eels scrum and feed 40 metres out from their try line. And the Eels are starting to pat each other on the back because they're happy with the way things are going. And I think this far out from the game, I think the Eels are home. We're into the 16-minute mark. 18. But the Eels have just got to hang in there and they're going to get home here. It's just not working for the Panthers, and the Eels have been the best team so far. Had a lot of ball, made a lot of mistakes, but they're playing good football. Taking time with the scrum. Eels scrum and feed. If that's not in the second row, I don't know what was, but they got away with it. The Eels, or the Panthers, are just getting trod on over here. A little knock on. And the Panthers have got to try and take advantage of these mistakes because the Eels keep making them. But the Panthers are not making them pay the price for them. So we're on the halfway mark. And they've got to be the next ones to score, the Panthers, or they're dead. They've been the best team all year, and this is not one of their better performances. And I'm sorry, Peter, but I know you're a Panther man, and Chris, you're a Panther man, but this is not one of their best performances. Scrum going down on the halfway mark. They're down one player, the Panthers. But they've still got the winners out wide. They've just got to get the ball and make it stick. Oh, out they come. Here they go. Oh, terrible passes, but this is Tua. He's off. Got the ball inside. There's nobody. The forwards are slow getting there. They're all over the top, the Panthers. They've got to get the ball out wide. And if they're not offside, the Eels, oh, he's finally got them. They're miles offside. So the Eels have had all the luck with the referee, but the Panthers have got a penalty here. So they're 15 metres out. They're probably going to pull a scrum. I don't know why, because they're down one player. The Eels have done well. They've got a couple of young footballers out there, and they've done pretty good, the young fellas. Genesis and Aiden and Josh. Josh has been a good footballer since he was a baby in nappies. And he's out-talked Johnny Kano here. He's telling him, you got your calls wrong, you're not calling your numbers, and he's got right under his skin.
Bit of sledging, is it?
But the Panthers have got to be the next to score. If they don't, they are dead in the water. It's got to come from the scrum. They've got to come up with the ball. And Junior's telling the number 15, he's telling the ref, stop calling it, give him a penalty. He's good footballer, this boy here, number 15. He's normally a halfback, and I'd like to see him in the halfback because he's quick. They've got to get the ball in and out quick, the Panthers, because the Eels are going to put a big push on here. The ball's out. Here they go. Inside ball. Oh, and that is the day. That is the day for the Eels because they've come up with a ball. Here we're going to go for the kick. Little kick over the top. He'll chase this ball. Junior's got the ball, but he's going to have to kick this. He's going to be isolated. Here we go, big run down the middle. He's got nobody with him. And the Panthers just aren't there. They've arrived now. But they're offside, the Eels forwards. It's just going to be a battle now. This is what the Eels love. They love these battles because they are warriors, the Eels. This is not going to get you anywhere. Gosh, here we go. Goes for the sock. When he goes for the sock, you're in trouble. I don't know what he's saying. Who's that, Josh?
Josh, yeah.
Very competitive young fellow, that boy. So, but it's still not going to make any difference because I think it's still the Panthers is not their day. And the blokes put the ball down the field a little bit, probably 10 metres down the field to where it should be. But it's a real tough contest. I thought it would be an exciting game, but it's not. It's a tough game. And the Eels are deserved leaders at the moment. They've played really well. They've done a lot wrong, but they've covered it all up.
16-8.
Looks like a tackle with no arms. He's going to kick for goal. And Vega hasn't been kicking well either, so he's got to make sure this goes over. But it should be an exciting second half of the second half because if he can kick this, it'll be close. But I think the Eels have really played well here today, and the Panthers have been pretty scratchy. And you can only play as well as the other team lets you, and I think the Eels have done their homework on the Panthers. Important kick coming out, 25 metres out, just to the side of a post. And he's got to kick this. There's no other way. It's a wobbly old kick, but it's gone over. So that makes it 16-11 to the Eels. So it's a try of a difference. And I think the man's 10 minutes in the sin bin should be up by now, Ben. And they've only just got to get some balls together, the Panthers. They've got the players to do it. Just let's hope we can see an exciting finish to this game.
11-16, right?
Yep.
11-16. Yeah.
Yep.
11-16.
So here we go. The Eels are kicking off. What's the referee going on now? He's got his whistle blowing, waving to somebody in the crowd, maybe his mother. It's getting dark and overcast. Big long kick. And they've let it bounce, the Panthers. Oh, he wanted it to go dead. Oh, that can't be happening. He's knocked it on. Gosh almighty. He wanted the ball to go dead. He's tried to get it to go dead. He's touched it down, gone to the 22 for a dropout, and he's going to go and check with the linesman. If he's not in a good position to see it, the linesman won't be. Papa Moore's saying he's a senior referee. He's telling Billy, I don't know what it is, they're offside. We don't need this sort of stuff in the grand final. I'm sure it's the right decision, but the referee made a call. He should stick with it. So it's not going to go out. Oh, gosh, the Panthers are just going from bad to worse, and there's no such word. Here we go, the Eels are on the fly again. The big winger here is Big Stanley, and he's running the ball. He's the biggest winger in the game. And he's been brought down 25 metres out. The Panthers are fighting for the ball. Oh, gosh. And he's got him over the top. And I would complain about that call too, because they were over the ball. He didn't release it, but the referee says you've got to release the player, and they didn't get off him and they fell over the top, so he's given them a penalty, and here we go again. Billy's a good referee and he's a good bloke, and I don't want to say anything bad, but that is a confusing call for me. He's our best referee and I'm the worst, so you can form your own opinion. Ben Cordick is next to me shaking his head, and I'm not even looking at him. The Eels have got one in the sin bin. It's an important kick, this one. If he ever wanted to kick a penalty, it's got to be this one. Is that Lecky kicking? Ben? Well, he's a wobbly old kicker. But this is probably a match-winning. If he can kick this will get him home. I would have brought it back a little bit and opened up the angle, but I'm not a goal kicker. He moves in, and the wind's got it, and it's just to the side of a post. And if we had sound television, you could have heard the crowd go, oh. And here we go. The Panthers are going to try and run a little kick off the 22-metre line, but they're bringing it back to the centre. Long kick. Oh, there's a bit of a mistake there. The Panthers are on the fly. They've got the ball. They've got to retain it. The Eels are there, but the Panthers arrived. They're all offside, ref. They're 500 yards offside, the Eels. There's no advantage to the Panthers there. The Panthers are retaining the ball. Little kick over the top, but the Panthers, they've knocked the ball back. There's another knock on. It's getting scrappy. There's an advantage to the Eels. Here we go. Here's trouble. Here's a big run. Here's a big run. Oh, great run. Great fend. Great tackle. It's getting a bit fiery, this game. And it's getting serious. The grand final's up for grabs. 40 metres out from the Panthers try line. They've got the ball out wide. They've put a kick in. This guy's isolated. But he's a great runner, and I'm sure that is junior. But the Panthers aren't there. He's going to get caught for holding the ball, I would imagine. They're lucky to get away with it. But the Panthers are in disarray at the moment. Here they go. Here we go. This is... Oh, there's a knock on. Oh my God, he's seen it. I don't think, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I don't think Billy's having his best game today. The pressure's on him too. Not only is it on the players, it's on the referee. And I think that looks like Clive Nicholas coming on the field. But we've got a scrum going down 40 metres out from the Panthers try line. And is the Panther man still in the penalty box?
Josh.
Is he?
Careful.
No, but is the Panther man on the field?
Yeah. Ben Yassi's on now.
Oh, his trouble. His trouble is this man again. Look, he's through. He's going to get home. He's going to get home. He's going to get home. And this is what you come to see. And that's Ben. And what a great personal try. And that is a superstar. That's from nothing. And I wish he'd stay on the field and do that. The people come to see that sort of football. We don't see that too often. That is just pure class. And that is what football's all about. We come to see running football. And that is exciting. Even, it's just, if you want to see highlights of a game of football, just watch that one. And I hope everybody's seen that, and I know the Panther supporters will be cheering. And that makes the score 16 all. And this is Vigas, he's a good bloke, he's a Samoan. If this is not a pressure kick, you've never seen one. How long have we got to go, Ben?
Unofficially, probably 6 minutes.
How much?
6 minutes.
6 minutes to go unofficially. But this is probably the most important kick, and he's a lovely young bloke, this fella. Humble, quiet. If he's had a penalty, if he's had a pressure kick, this is it. And if you wanted a kicker to kick for you, this is the guy you wanted to kick for. And the Eels will be devastated if this goes over. And Billy's telling him to get back. And if they take off early, he's going to give him another kick. So they're taking off, and that's not a bad looking kick. And it's not there. So 16 all, 5 minutes to go. Now the pressure's on the referee and the players. 16 all. And now here we go. And the Panthers have got to come up with something here, and I think Josh is back on the field by the look of things. So it's 15 on 15. Louis calling for the ball out here. I don't know why, because he couldn't get the ball if he got a taxi. He's offside. He's hunting for the ball. Been well caught. The Panthers has got to retain the ball, get over the ball, and anybody can win this game now. It's 16 all. Here they go, the big forwards. The Panthers are going to run it up. Big run down the middle. Oh, charge down, and Clive's after it, but it's gone out, and I think it might be an Eels ball. That's pressure again. Line out. Eels. Throw. There's an injured Panther down. But it hasn't been an exciting game, but the last 5 minutes is going to be all right. The funny thing about this game, after the game, they'll all be mates and they'll all be shaking their hands, and you got brothers against brothers and family against family, and it's played in a good spirit, this game. Been no bad, even the lifting tackle wasn't bad. But he's had to put him in the sin bin because that's against the rules. But Tom's going to try and pinch this ball. Up they go. The Eels have secured it. The forwards are there. They're going to try and rumble it up. They're all arrived. They've got to try, and they're going across the field. They've broken away. The Eels are in the middle of the field. They're 10 metres out, and there's a little knock on. And I don't want to ask Mr. Cordigo what happens if it's 16 all.
Golden point.
We go to Golden Point, and I don't think we've ever had a Golden Point game, have we? Not for a long time.
There'll be 10 minutes Golden Point. Yeah.
10 minutes each way.
2 times 10 minutes Golden Point.
And whoever scores first wins the game.
Yeah.
So let's hope we get to that. That'll be exciting. But we've got a scrum going down. 15 metres out from the Panthers try line. It's a Panthers scrum and feed. And they can't afford to kick the ball away. They've got to run the ball. And here they come. The Panthers are there. Oh, they've dropped the ball, and there's 2 knock-ons. The Panthers have knocked it on. And here we go. They're out wide. I think they've got to do what the NRL does, work the ball into the middle of the field and try and kick a field goal. So here we go, the Panthers are up the middle, and I think that's young Josh. 20 metres out. Out they come, working into the middle. Here we go, the Eels are on the charge here. This is Tavita. They've got hold of him, he's 10 metres out. Out they come. Oh, I thought he was going to try and kick a field goal then. They still retain the ball, the Eels, and this is, it was nearly intercepted. It's been knocked on. And that would have been an interesting chase. So I've got another scrum going down, 15 metres out. It's going to be an Eels scrum and feed. I can hear the drums in the background. So this is an important scrum, this one. We're definitely in the last 5 minutes. So pressure's on the referee to make sure it all gets done properly. 16 all's the score. Eels ball. Scrum's moving off the spot. This is where you got to draw on your club and your courage and your village. This is what they play for. Pride in their village. But if I had to pick a winner, I'd like to see the Eels get home, because I think they've been the best team. There's been a big push from the Panthers. The Eels they've gone for the field goal. It's been charged down, and the Panthers have come up with a ball, and that was the right move, but he didn't have much room. Here we go, here's trouble. The Panthers are over the halfway line. They got the ball, they're going to get it out wide. The racehorse, here's trouble, here's trouble. This is Ben. Tavita's got hold of him. Oh, he's passed it to Neville. Nobody Junior's come up with a ball. They're on the halfway mark. And this is exciting stuff. The Panthers have got the ball. They tried to release Ben. He didn't get away. Tavita knew what he was like, and he got hold of him very quickly. And here's the Panthers. They're 30 metres out. They're retaining the ball. They're moving in. They've retained the ball. Here's the ball. There's a big... There's the man. He's down. But the Panthers still got the ball. They got the players out wide. I think that's Big Davey going down the middle. There's an injured Panther over there on the side. There's one of the big forwards. They're down. A lot of tired men out there. Oh. He's gone for a field goal, and it's going to be short. Just short. And that wasn't a bad attempt. Here comes the kick, the return kick, and it's going to go way down the other end of the field. And here we go. I think this is Junior. He's put a kick in, and they're chasing it. And it's gone as a return kick, like a game of Aussie rules. And here we go. This man's onside, the Eels man. And here we go. There's a little run down the middle. Here we go. He's straight through everybody, but he's run out, I think. And I think that is the end of the game. And we're going to go to Golden Point, 10 minutes each way. And I'm sorry, Dave, we're going to be here for a while. We'll be back shortly.
Minutes, Golden Point. 16 to score. Wednesday competition.
Right, we've had our little short break at 16 all. They're back on the field. So they tell me it's 10 minutes each way, but it's Golden Point. So whoever scores first wins the grand final. And I would like the old way, come back next week and play again. The referee's explaining the rules to them. And the Panthers are going to be going right to left, and the Eels are going to be left to right. And it's going to be on for young and old for the first 10 minutes. The sun's gone down. It's getting cold, it's getting dark. And the players will appreciate this. So we've got the Panthers kicking off. and it's going to be important that there's no mistakes. Whoever makes the mistakes is going to lose this game, I would say. Up they go. It's Panthers kicked off. And the Eels have got the ball. They're 5 metres out from their own try line. He's gone down the side. And they're close to the sideline. And the attack will be to try and hold the Eels down there. They put a big clearing kick out. The referee's whistle is gone. He must have been playing an advantage, so there's a penalty to the Eels. But the kicking has haunted the Eels. It hasn't gone out, I don't think. Oh yes, it has. It's 30 metres out from the Eels trial. It's getting dark. It'll be all right on your camera, but it's getting dark here. When our sun goes down, it goes down. The Eels have retained the ball from the line out. They put the kick in, and they want to play the game down the other end. And here we go. There's a big kick, but that's kicking. You're not going to win the game kicking the ball. You've got to retain the ball. See, the Eels are trying to force the Panthers down the other end. And here we go. This is Carve, and he's a quick little man. He's just come on the field. He's given it to Ben. Ben's put a kick in over the top, and it's gone out. And Carve's the right man to bring on. He's got those red underpants type leggings, and he's as quick as anybody out there. Here we got Josh throwing the ball in. And there's some tied men out here, and it's line out. Tom's in number 2. You'll get a good shot of it. Up they go. And it's been, they're going to, the Panthers have got to try and keep them down in this end of the field, and the Eels have got to try and get down to the other end. And somebody is going to have a shot at a field goal as soon as they get in the right position. Carve's, he's trouble. The Eels are off. They put a kick in. It's going to go way, way down. He's going to make sure he picks this up because there's an Eels man right on him. He's forced the ball behind the try line. He's going to bring it out to the 22. And I hope he waits because none of his players are on side. And there's the advantages to the Eels now. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything. We got a penalty going to the Eels on the 22 line, or maybe it's a scrum. And this puts the advantage towards the Eels now. All they got to do is win the scrum, run towards the centre of the field and set it up for a field goal. Been an exciting game, if nothing else, because it's been close. You've seen something special in Ben or Panisi scoring a big push from the Panthers. They're gone straight over the top of the Eels and they come up with the ball and they're off. The Panthers, they're over the halfway mark. And it's here they go, and all these Eels are offside. Here they got their race horses out here, and they put the kick in for Ben. Ben's flying down the outside, and it was a race for the ball. It's gone dead, so the ball's back in the. There's going to be a dropout, so the game's back in the halfway. Oh. I don't know. I don't know what the referee's done. I just hope this game's not going to be won on a referee's call. I don't want to say anything because Billy's a good bloke. But the Panthers put a big push on for that last scrum. And I think they're going to try and do it again. They're geeing themselves up. So we've got a scrum going down 40 metres out from the Eels try line. It must have been a forward pass, but I didn't see it. But Billy's been flawless in his refereeing the last couple of weeks, but to me he's having a mixed game today. The ball, the scrum's moving, the ball's not even in. Now it's screwed around. And here's a chance for Vega to win the game. 40 metres out. He's going to kick for goal. That was a big scrum from the Panthers. But there's two things you've got to do with this kick. One, the first option is to kick the goal. Two is, if he misses it, to make sure it goes dead so they got a chance of retaining it from the dropout. But this is what I mean. I don't want to see the game won on a referee's call. I'd rather the players win the game. But I'm old-fashioned. But the crowd's still here. We've got a big crowd here today, and I want to thank our sponsors, and I haven't mentioned them, but they know who they are, and they get a good mention on our TV coverage, and this is probably nearly as important as that kick he had down the other end. And he's a chance of kicking this because the wind's died down. He's got the wind behind him, actually. 40 metres out, moves in, up it goes, and the linesmen haven't moved, and it's over. It's over. It's over. So I don't know. I thought Ben told me that first points won the game, but it's not. So he's going to check. I thought Ben said first scorer's home. And it is. And that's it. Controversial finish. But it looks like the Panthers have got home. Anyway, he's going to check. The Eels are standing around, the Panthers are standing around, but I don't think anybody knows the rules here. The Eels are still on the field. Controversial finish. What's he? Brother, hey, what's the call? I can't help you, so I can only go with the man who runs the union told me first scorer's home, golden point rule. Well, it's not golden point if we're going to keep playing the game. But you'll find the Eels will get stuck into this game now. Out they come. And there's the kick. Why would you kick it away like that? Oh, here we go, blowing the whistle again. Offside the Eels. Popper, Tua. Ben said first scorer wins the game. So what are we doing? What are we playing for? Oh, I don't know. I just asked the linesman. I'm sorry. I can only get told what I get told, but I was told it was golden point rule. Well, that's why they went for the field goal. Anyway, we got a line out, 40 metres out, and it's a Panthers scrum, a line out and throw. Up they go. Tom's got the ball. He's messed it up. The Eels have got the ball. They're on the halfway mark. This is a controversial finish to this game. Great run down the side. They've got him over the sideline, I think. The referee's telling them to get onside the Panthers. And here they come, the Eels. That looks like lay. They're going to run the ball. And here they go. They've got an overlap here and they're going to score here. The Eels have been knocked out. No, they're going to turn around. I don't know. That's only 5 minutes, I think. Honestly, viewers, I do not know what's going on. And I can only go on what I get told by the man who runs the union here. And in the extra time, it's 3-0. So it looks like it's 5 minutes each way, and this could go on till midnight. Mate, this is turning into a farce, I'm sorry. What a... Oh.
What's going on?
Oh, golly gosh, I don't know, and I don't know what to say. But the game still continues, and we're kicking off. It's a high kick. The Eels are hunting the ball. Oh, the Panthers knocked it on. The crowd's going wild because they don't know what's going on. But we'll just call the game. We've got a scrum going down 20 metres out. It's going to be an Eel scrum and feed from the knock-on. And this is an interesting game of football, this one. And there'll be a lot of talk about it. So it's an Eel scrum and feed. They're pushing before the ball's in. It's been wheeled, off they go. They're running the ball, the Eels. I think the Panthers have pinched the ball. Oh, there's a few oohs and ahs over there. There's a penalty to the Panthers. The Panthers players are appealing to the referee for something. Looks like the Panthers have got a penalty. They're going to have a line out on the halfway mark. It's right in line with the cameras, so you'll see what's going on. So it's a Panthers throw into the line out. I think it must be 5 minutes each way, and CIRU's, oh, it's a terrible throw. But they've come up with the ball, which is a bit of a fluke. I think that's Big Oswald. He's tore into the forwards. Got the ball away, and they got the ball out wide. Here's the Panthers on the attack. Big run down the middle. The Panthers have got to get there. They've got these players out wide. Out they come. He's going to go for a field goal. He didn't know how to kick it. So he's gone down. He's 20 metres out. Out they're going to run the ball out wide. There's an Eels player down with the cramps. The Panthers have retained the ball. They're 20 metres out. Out they come. Oh, it went backwards. Here's trouble. Here we go. There's this big fast man again. He's off. He's off. He's off to the races. He's through him again. And they just got him. But what an exciting runner with the ball. And the ball's... And he's given him a penalty to the Panthers. And the Panther fans are excited. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. He's gone to the linesman. Oh, gosh. This is going to be one of those controversial games that nobody will want to talk about. So they're 10 metres out. He's given them a penalty. They're all pointing to the goal post. It's 3-0 in extra time. The sun's gone. It's getting dark. I'm getting tired. But I just don't know what's happening. But I think the Eels will be aggrieved because I think they've been the better team. There hasn't been much in it, but I think they've been the better team in the game. And the Panthers have been their own worst enemies, and this is probably the worst they've played this whole season. But this guy's a good kicker. He's just side of a post, and I'm pretty sure he'll kick it. It's 3-0 in extra time, or 19-16 if we put the 16-all score into it. He's going to move in. Moves in, and it's over. I don't know. It's 6-0 in extra time. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm very confused. They're all offside, ref.
Oh, nice one, Sam.
And they put the kick in down there. It's way, way down. They're going to play it down in the Eels' end of the field. There's a kick on the left-hand side. It's going to go down. The racehorse should let it go dead. It's gone dead, so it comes way back here. Way back here. So we're going to have a scrum 40 metres out from the Eels try line. Players are having a little talk to the referee. Tavita, who chased the ball, I think he's having hamstring problems. And it's a scrum going down 40 metres out from the Eels try line. It's going to be a Panther scrum and feed. And it's 6-0 in extra time, but I just don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. I was told it was golden point, extra time. 10 minutes each way, but obviously that's not the case. But controversy is always in our games, and it'll give people something to talk about. So I think what's going to happen is the Panthers are going to try and win this scrum and get it down in the other end of the field so the Eels can't get out of their own 25. And if it's 5 minutes extra each way, that time should be up. That's Paletti Ioane, number 7, down. And the players are just about exhausted. Binds the call. Sets the call. Out they come. There's Mata. Got the ball out wide. They're straight through them. The Panthers are off. They're down. They're 15 metres out. They still retain the ball. Their back line has got 5 forwards out in it. The forwards are backs. The backs are forwards. They're 15 metres out. They've retained the ball, the Panthers. Out it comes. they're smart enough just to run their big forwards. They're 5 metres out. And they got it out wide. He's kicked a field goal. And it's missed. But that's smart football because it means they've got to kick it out from the goal line. Sorry, from the 22 metre, it's a drop kick for the Eels. But the Panthers are trying to keep the Eels down in their own red zone. Up they go, big long drop kick. They can't, oh, well caught. Here they come, straight down the middle, a kick over the top. The kicker's the only man chasing the ball, and he's knocked it on. He's knocked it on. So it's all Panthers, and I haven't said that for 80 minutes, but at the last extra time, whatever it is, I don't know, but it's all Panthers at the moment. And I think the Panthers will put the Eels to bed in this scrum. But it's been a great game of football. If you want intrigue, mystery, bad decisions, it's all here today. But I think the Panthers are going to get home. And they've been the best team all year. They've only lost one game in the round robin. And the ball's out. Oh, I think he nearly knocked that on. They've run it from the half. He's kicked it. And they've run it dead. And that's it. And the Panthers are home. So the Panthers have retained their title. And I just want to thank our sponsors for the last time. Cook Island Transport, the Tupapa Centre, Origin Gas, 89.5 on the FM dial, the Heathers, and anybody else who's helped us out with our direct live streaming. Dave, the owner of Bucker TV, and myself, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Without you guys helping us, we couldn't do all this. And I don't know what's happened in the game, but surely it'll be on the internet, and Dave will probably put a message on these live streaming, and he might come up with some answers for you.